Love this bag, and definitely subscribe for more luxury bag reviews, because as people keep reaching out, I'm gonna keep making them. And then obviously follow me on Instagram and TikTok, because I already posted this on my TikTok and it has like 53.4K views. But I just like, usually YouTube is kind of like more of a production. I have to like sit down and film it and then upload it and edit it, and it's just like a whole thing. So yeah, follow me on TikTok if you want to be the first to see all my stuff. But anyway, let's just go ahead and jump right in. I'm sure that you are dying to see the bag because it's so cute. I love it so much. But it's obviously a Louis Vuitton replica, and I was able to select the Pochettes accessoire. To an American, it looks like Pochette accessories, but I think it's Pochette accessoire. And I used it this past weekend, so that's why it's not like all wrapped up in plastic and stuff. But before we dive into the details, I'm gonna show you everything that the bag comes with. So when you first unbox it, it comes in a dust bag. This dust bag looks very realistic because I do have quite a few Louis Vuitton pieces that are authentic, and honestly, like, I've seen the real one of this and I've seen this replica, and with a bag this tiny, why would you literally pay $1,000? Like, that doesn't make sense to me, because I have justified spending a lot of money on several other bags, but for something that's like kind of cute, small, and trendy, I just don't want to pay like $1,000, because I just don't think that would be smart. But for example, my YSL was like almost $3,000, and I was just like, you know, like, I'll buy a real one of that because I feel like it's a little bit more elevated. But personally, that's why I choose to get replica bags for some things, because if I can get it for free and I can show it to y'all instead of paying like thousands of dollars, I'm ultimately gonna do it. But anyway, I'm just like so obsessed with this. I think it's so cute. And by the way, you have a discount code that you can get by using my name. I think it's Tiana5 for 5% off. But this is what the interior looks like. So it does come without the strap attached. Honestly, I had to do a YouTube search on how to put the bag together because it was hella confusing. So I'm going to show y'all how to do that. But it comes with the dust bag, the short strap, the authenticity card, which this looks very similar to the authenticity cards for the real Louis pieces. I'm honestly like, at this point, why do people even buy designer stuff if you can get a replica that looks the exact same? But it also comes with this long strap for, I guess, if you want to do it like, it doesn't seem quite long enough for crossbody, but I guess if you have like bigger shoulders, you could use this. And the straps are in the vachetta leather, so it does have the red and then the tan. But personally, I don't like the long strap with it. I like the short strap just because that's how the Instagram models carry it. They usually do it like this. But I guess if you live somewhere cold and you have to wear a coat, then the long strap would make more sense. But before I kind of do an in-depth review of like how much stuff you can fit and show like the close-up product shots, let's first figure out how you attach this. So I'm gonna zip the bag and then remove it, and then I'll show you how I got it on there, because it took me like maybe 5 minutes to figure it out, honestly. So this is what it looks like when you first get sent it. So it kind of looks like a little makeup bag, honestly, but it just looks like this. Here's the front, here's the back, here's the bottom, and then there's the side. Honestly, like, if you know how to tell that this is, like, if you can tell that this is fake, please let me know, because I've seen so many influencers review this and I do not see a difference. And it feels like the canvas that's on my authentic Neverfull. Like, it just feels really good. So I'm honestly so happy that I picked it out. And I'm pretty sure it's around $100 on the website of the person who sent it to me. So definitely check the description, but pretty sure they priced it at a very affordable price range. So now that I've kind of shown y'all what it looks like, by the way, here's the zipper, and then it has, is it gonna focus? I think it says Louis Vuitton. Does it say Louis Vuitton? Yeah, it says Louis Vuitton Paris, made in France. And then the zipper has the little LV, and it even has like a little barcode serial number in the pocket, but I don't want to, like, it's kind of hard to show y'all, but it's like right there. There's no Louis Vuitton labeling on the interior. I don't know if there's supposed to be, but it just comes like this. And then the way that you do the strap is you get the strap, right? And then you put this part underneath here, put the buckle through the hole, then you pull, and then you put this onto the little gold circle thingy, and then that's how you do it. I was so confused, but there's how it's done. That's how it's done. And then, yeah, like that. So now that I've kind of gone in depth with like the features and how to like assemble the bag, let me show y'all what fits inside, because to me this is the perfect going out bag. And I like it because, let's say I'm going to work, I bring my Neverfull, and then I want to go get drinks after work with like the girls, then I can put this inside the Neverfull, and then when I'm out I'll just like use this one. So I just really like it. But anyway, let's do a little what fits. First, obviously you want your phone, and I have the iPhone 14 Pro Max, and look at that, it fits in there perfectly. I will say it does take up a lot of space in the bag, but at least it fits, because I was concerned about that. And then the other very essential thing that I always have to have with me is my sumatriptan pen. In case I get a migraine. It's kind of like an EpiPen, but I always put this in my going out bags because I don't want to go to the ER. And then gum, a lip gloss, a hand lotion, and then honestly, like, the only other thing that I can fit is my little Louis Vuitton, what is this, a key pouch, and it has my key on it. So it fits all of the essentials, but it's definitely not gonna be like super spacious. And then this is what it looks like when it is all full. And yeah, I wouldn't recommend putting literally anything else in there, because then it's gonna probably break. But yeah, it fits everything I need, so honestly, what more can you ask for? And then it just hits. Okay, my rib cage is like right there, so it hits right there. And yeah, that is the bag. I love it so much, and I'm so glad that I was sent this to show you guys, because this would honestly be a really good Christmas present. Yeah, it's not authentic, but look at the box. Like, look at the dust bag. And I honestly, unless you literally work at Louis Vuitton or you're a luxury authenticator at The Real, I don't really think that you would be able to tell. And I mean, personally, if someone was like, oh, your bag is fake, I would be like, I don't really care, because it's a tiny purse. To me, a tiny purse just isn't worth $1,000. So that is pretty much the end of this bag review. But I would have to say, of all of the stuff I've been sent, this is probably my favorite thing so far. So I hope you enjoyed today's video and found it to be helpful. Definitely check out the links in my description box for my discount code.
Okay, interior lining. The lining, this looks plasticky. Oh no, it's not. Probably a low quality material. On the interior.
And a redder shade of brown on the stripes.
This one is darker brown. Is that a redder? Yeah.
The base, anything about the base that stands out?
It's just the piping. See, the piping is thick. This is the piping. This is called piping. It's thick. And again, it's hard to compare if you don't have them at this, like exactly the same bag side by side. It's hard to compare. So that one. And I think the last thing is the strap. The straps are a tad wider. So let me take this one. So that one is a tad wider. Very, very small. Yeah. And thicker. A tad
wider and
thicker. But oh my god, overall I would say it's a 7 out of 10 replica. If you don't have that,
a trained eye,
if you don't have a trained eye on these Louis Vuitton bags, authentic bags, you wouldn't know. This can get, you can get duped with this. You can buy these as authentic and you wouldn't notice, because sometimes they are so good, like this. The canvas of this is so good that
it's indistinguishable.
Yeah, it's indistinguishable. And if it wasn't for the smell,
you can secure the flap by just turning the clasp. Should you feel that it's too troublesome to unlock the clasp all the time, you can simply leave it unlocked and protect the front flap just by using the 2 zippers like me. What I love is the shape of the bag, as it will mold according to how I carry. Carrying it by its 2 handles or more stylishly carrying with the shoulder strap. Here's another closer look at the stitches and the gold hardware. You can admire the natural slant of the saddle stitch. The current 4 sizes of Lindy are Lindy 20 or Mini Lindy, which is more in demand and harder to attain right now. My favorite Lindy 26, then Lindy 30 and 34, which are more suitable as travel bags in my opinion. After the Holy Trinity, I believe Lindy is a top-notch bag from Hermes. I simply admire the combination of gold hardware and gold leather. Due to its unique slouchy and quirky design, it can also be your everyday bag. To protect the handle and also to be more stylish, I purchased this pretty grey twilly to wrap it around the bag's handle.
Pivoni, which I really like, but there are multiple different colours that you can get the new Neverfulls in with the inside pouch. The older ones were all that grey colour. Now that is an important point because it brings us on to dating your bag. So if you have one of these Neverfulls with this lining from 10 years ago, there's something very wrong there. I'm not even sure how old the Neverfull is. I think it probably is only just about 10 years old, if that. It's a fairly new style bag. So if you're getting really old items with new styles, that's wrong. So how do you know how old your item is? Date code. If I just flip this up for you. So this really now is aimed at people who are buying bags, wondering whether it's fake or real. If you look inside here, come on. You can see the date code on here is DU0145. So that means DU is the country it was made, so this is made in France. I'll leave a list of letters at the end that tell you where the bag was made. And then the 0145, that's 4 numbers. The first and third number give you the week of the year it was made, so 04, so the 4th week of the year. And the second and fourth number give you the year, so it was made in the 4th week of 2015. That's how I can date this bag. So that sounds right because I bought it in February 2015, so that fits. It also fits because on the side of this bag it says made in France, so that fits nicely with my date code. As you can see here, made in France, so that all fits in nicely. And I have a receipt that if I were ever to sell my bag, I don't tend to sell my bags, but if I did, would state when I bought it, which ties in with the date code, which ties in with where it's made. And if you look at the